Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate.
Guys, I mean, you can dismiss the comment, but that's from the author of The Art of the Deal. How do you respond?
I would say that it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
When Donald Trump criticizes negotiation skills, Jon Stewart immediately flips it back on him. By referencing The Art of the Deal, Stewart highlights the contradiction between Trump's self-image as a master negotiator and the reality being debated on stage. The joke lands because it exposes something deeper than a single comment. It challenges the foundation of Trump's brand. If negotiation is his defining skill, then any failure in that area becomes more than criticism. It becomes irony.
The Trump administration is threatening to go after U.S. TV networks for their coverage of the war with Iran.
Yes. Yes. That's the solution. What if we just didn't hear about it?
Stewart's sarcasm cuts straight to the point. Instead of debating policy, he exaggerates the implication, silence the coverage, and the problem disappears. It's a classic comedic move. Take a serious proposal and extend it to its most absurd conclusion. But underneath the joke is a real concern about control of information. If criticism is treated as the enemy, then transparency becomes optional.
This is an excursion, a little excursion, and I think it's only that.
Okay, so it's actually like a minor, just like a walkabout, like a bit of an exploding amble, if you will. John Barron, how is this excursion going, this little soupçon of...
We're winning the war by a lot.
Here, Stewart dismantles the language itself. Calling a war an excursion sounds harmless, almost casual. Stewart leans into that phrasing, stretching it until it becomes ridiculous. Because words matter. Describing conflict in softer terms doesn't change the reality on the ground, but it can change how people perceive it. And when excursion turns into we're winning by a lot, the shift feels less like clarity and more like spin.
A couple of weeks ago, this orange Fanta was acting like the world's toughest man, casually rating the war 15 out of 10. Now, crying like a kid, begging everyone for help. It's like stepping in poop and expecting someone else to clean your shoes. Meanwhile, the whole world is just sitting back like, relax. It's just the orange dog barking again.
This is where Stewart turns fully confrontational. He contrasts past bravado with present vulnerability, painting a picture of inconsistency. The imagery is exaggerated, even harsh, but that's intentional. Comedy often amplifies behavior to make patterns visible. In Stewart's framing, the issue isn't just what Trump says, it's how quickly the tone changes when pressure builds.
General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, warned President Trump that Iran could close the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump acknowledged the risk, but told his team that Tehran would likely capitulate before closing the strait.
Oh, what the... Oh, don't worry about it, everybody.
Even without words, Stewart makes his point. The impression, the tone, the body language, it all becomes part of the critique. Sometimes imitation lands harder than argument. By mimicking Trump's cadence, Stewart reduces complex geopolitical discussions into something that sounds impulsive, almost improvised.
Networks have to learn. You better not lie and give misinformation about how this war is going. That's Donald Trump's job.
Did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school?
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by Iran.
The segment ends with its sharpest line. Stewart flips the accusation of misinformation back onto Trump himself, turning it into a punchline that doubles as criticism. By placing Trump's denial next to a serious question, the contrast becomes the focus. It's not just about who's right or wrong, it's about trust. Who controls the narrative and who gets believed? And that's the thread running through the entire segment. Trump speaks in certainty, winning, control, strength. Stewart responds with doubt, questions, contradictions, and humor. Because once confidence starts to sound like exaggeration and authority starts to sound like performance, the balance shifts. Not through policy debates, but through perception and laughter.